Starting the recording.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Very warm welcome to Shubh Patel. He's from 2022 batch, Computer Science Department. Shubh Patel, can we see you? Please have your video on.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much for that.
Yes. So a quick introduction to Shubh. So he's been a very enthusiastic, dynamic student from 2022 batch. And all through the placement season, he was working on different processes very sincerely. And he got it through with TCS Digital. Glad to share he's the only one from our campus to get through with the TCS Digital process. So Shubh, have you onboarded or is some training happening now?
Yes, I'm onboarded. Like my onboarding date was from 19th May, and I've started my project now.
Okay, which location?
Chennai location only.
Okay. So my sincere thanks to you on behalf of the entire placement coordinators team from Vadapenni campus for taking your time to address your juniors. So I'm sure it would be a pleasure for you a few months before you were on the other end, where we were calling 2021 alumni students and doing these sessions for you. It's nice, in a couple of months to have you as our alumni speaker to address your juniors. So let's get it started. Should we have all three branches in? It's a combined group today. We have our CSE, ECE, and mechanical students. They'll still be joining, but never mind, we'll get it started on time. So to give the participants a quick view on the agenda today, Shubh will be walking over the preparation strategies for your TCS hiring process. So he is going to share some preparation materials, some resources with you all. Whatever he shares on the screen in terms of links and resources will be circulated in your WhatsApp group after the meeting. Don't worry about it. He has already sent me those links, which he'll show it on the screen and explain. We have specially requested him to take some coding exercises and, to give you some feel on how the TCS digital round is going to be like. I want all the participants to remember that it's an integrated test pattern this year, which was not the case for Shubh's batch last year. They had one TCS Ninja hiring separately and they had TCS digital hiring, though both were done separately. All of you are now aware of common test being done and the test pattern has been shared with you. So Shubh's experiences with the previous pattern, he will share. The pattern is not completely changed and the type of questions may not be totally different. So it will give you an insight, but you can stick on to your own pattern while you prepare in depth. And that's all I have now. Over to Shubh.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So first of all, I'll start sharing my screen. Just let me know when my screen is visible.
Yes, Shubh, we can see.
Okay.
Please get on to full screen mode. I'm seeing a slide deck.
Visible now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the agenda of this meeting today is to get you guys prepared on TCS. Myself, I'm Shubh Patel. I'm currently working in Tata Consultancy Services in a digital profile. So talking about myself, I'm working right now in a startup project. So recently TCS has started their own product heads are giving the startup ideas and they are working towards it. So when I'm working in one of my project, one of the startup projects, incubation projects. So there are many projects, but the advantage of working into a startup project for me is like I'm working right now with a product manager, plus advantage for me because freshers don't get to really work with the product management team at this early stage of their careers. So that's one big takeaway for me. Coming to the agendas for today's meet is table of contents. So let's get started with the introduction. It's done already by Preeta ma'am and myself. So first things is general tips for exam. Second, we'll go to verbal and aptitude. Then reasoning session, coding session, and interview tips and Q&A session. So any questions you have, keep ask me at the Q&A session in the chat box or at the end of the session, right? I'll give you time for that. So let's get started. So Geeta ma'am asked me to go through the reference link I have provided you guys for reference. So first thing first, this is for reference purposes only. This will show you the type of question they can ask you and nothing related to that on your upcoming exam. So questions might be different, but so the pattern for your this exam is going to be yeah. So for verbal and aptitude, these are your syllabus. For verbal, parajumble, sentence correction, sentence completion, vocabulary, synonyms and antonyms. They are the mostly 5 or 6 questions are asked in all the exams. And tenses, phrases, prepositions, and form of speech and voice are not really asked that much, but the other things are asked mostly. Coming to quantitative part, the very important parts are this probability, permutation combination, speed, time, distance, percentages, and profit loss. Companies want to know how your thinking is. So first of all, get your basics correct. Just go with simple percentage formula, go with time speed formula, go with permutation and combination. Just remember the formula, how to apply it, and you're good to go. For verbal part, just go with the best, just go with the best, what you think is going to be the correct or the best answer possible in the given form of questions. Preposition and other things, I guess you all will be very aware of that, like where to use, how to use, and other things. Parajumble and other things, go with the flow or how we say, like speech, tone of presenting. So that's the other thing. So coming to this thing, I have given this links. For verbal, refer to this YouTube channel. Uh,
Are you planning to share something?
yeah. So refer this page, talentbattle.in, for all of your companies or all of the interview which are going to give for any company. This will have your preparation guide for everything, verbal, non-verbal, technical, non-technical interview tips and everything. Attire, business formal, the speech which you give, how to give, everything is given on this page. Just go,
Should
refer,
we are
spend
not
some time.
seeing that page? We are still seeing the slide. Are you showing
Okay.
some other page?
Yeah. Just a second, then I have to
Yeah.
change.
Please change the screen.
Yeah. Visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. So this page, go spend some time. This is a very important page. Even I have referred to this page, and it's very helpful for all the kind of things which you are going to pass through this interview.
Please
So
post the
coming,
link in the chat window, Shubh,
yeah,
for
sure.
others. Yeah, thank you.
There's only I think one website which gives you overall view on how aptitude is going to be asked for you. Just apologies for this delay. Yeah. So this is the one which I also have referred, which my previous seniors also have referred to this website. This will give you quantitative part of your preparation. Go through all these what to say different sets of questions. You'll get to know what is the kind of difficulty they will ask you. While I give my exam, there was only one quantitative part, but for you there is also an advanced quantitative part, right? So at this point of time, I'm not sure advanced quantitative type of questions, but I mostly guess they are from linear equations, logarithms, and AP and GP. Focus on this part because they are the most hectic thing and very difficult things to learn. And yeah, companies want companies have included this thing because they want most of you who will be joining into data related stuff. So data related stuff, all this thing, mathematical concepts are very important. Even for me, I have to learn all these things. I have to learn some of the course I have to go through. So go through this website, all these 10 papers, even go below that, you will see interview experience and all the other stuff. Go through that, get your mindset ready on how you are going to give your exam. And then coming to this part, the reasoning session. This is the session which most of you will definitely, what to say, find it difficult to solve these questions, but these are also very difficult type of questions to solve. I've picked two questions to solve for you guys. So just look at the question. We'll go step by step solving this question. So yes, let's get started. So the question number one, PQRSTUV are 7% sitting around surface. So you will be what to say, allowed to have pen and paper during the exam. So use that wisely. So let's get started. 7 people are there, right? So yeah, let's now fourth to the right from S. So give R over here. That's the basic thing. R is fourth to the right. So in this case, they are if they are not mentioning from which direction, think of it as this way. This is the stuff which I was also confused for. Which side to go towards opposite side of the right or towards us our perspective of the right. So it's our perspective of the right. So S is R is fourth from the right of S. So place S over. We are going towards right in clockwise direction. So right means our right. So we go this way. So one, two, sorry, first person, second person, third person. Oh, yeah, fourth person, right? So S should be here. First person, second person, third person, and fourth person. Fourth person is R. Then who is this? Who is the second person to the right from T? Second person to the right. So S is the second person from the right towards going towards right. So first person, second person. Second person is S. So here he is placed. T is third from the left towards T. Left. If we were to go towards left, apologies, I'm getting some. If P is to third person towards left from P, so P will be a first person. So P is here, first person, second person, third person. U is immediate neighbor of S. So immediate neighbor of S, it can be both the sides. So it's not been cleared yet. And V is not an immediate of P. So we know V is not immediate of P. So it can be this, it can be this, right? So V has to be here. As we know that U is immediate of S, so U has to be here, and the rest P, Q, R. So Q has to be here, in this position. So diagrammatically, if you do these solutions very easily. So from this question, they can ask who is the next to P, next to Q, next to R, and who is the middle between these two. So these type of questions they'll be asking you even in advance. They can ask you something of this kind. This question is very important. Like I also got this question. So yeah, the way of solving it is just go diagrammatically. What shape they have given, what they have asked, just go in that way. Again, we have here 7%, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So they are in a train compartment, three tires, different position. Okay, so 3 tire and 7%. Logically, it's not possible, but still. Yeah, each of them has different professions: engineer, doctor, architect, pharmacist, lawyer, journalist, and pathologist. They occupy two. Okay, so the what to say? Shape. The placement of the berth is in this way: two, three, and two. Two upper berths, two lower berths, and three middle berths. Given A is engineer, so A has to be in of this, then the architect is the only person who occupies the same berth as A. So they have very clearly mentioned the architect is the only one who has chosen the seat which A has preferred. Only person. So in this case, A is only the person who hasn't chosen the upper berth, and only architect has selected. So in this case, architect and the person with and the A person who is an engineer. So A is here, and the architect has to be placed here because no other options and no other person has selected the seat where A has selected. Then B and F are not in the middle berth. Their professions are pathologist and lawyer, respectively. So they are not in the middle berth. So we get an answer like B and C are up top. Now, next comes G is neither journalist. So G is not journalist, not architect. But yeah, architect has already been placed. So keep that in mind. Keep all the information in mind. Look at the question. Read the question twice or thrice. You'll get the answer. Surely it's given there. So E occupies the same berth as that of a doctor. So doctor and E has been in the same thing. So doctor and E are on the middle berth because no other berth. And we know that G also has to be in the middle berth because architect is over here. They have given us G is neither architect, sorry, yeah, G is neither journalist nor architect. So G has to be in the middle berth over here. So if G is not architect and what to say, not a journalist, what all occupations are left? We have occupations of doctor, pathologist, lawyer, and all the other stuff. He has to be lawyer. No, lawyer is it?
ನೈಟ್ಲೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ಲೆ ಮೂರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಳೆದಿಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅದೇ ವಾಸ್ತ ನೈಟ್ में याद
Yeah, sorry, please proceed.
Yeah. Sorry, apologies. Someone has clarified. Yeah, so it's B and F. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah. So architect has to be C because G is not architect or someone. While we go towards G. Okay, so engineer is done, doctor is done, architect is done, pharmacist and C is pharmacist, we know. So lawyer's occupation is not mentioned and which seat is seated on. So L is the lawyer. So questions will be asked like what's G's occupation, where's C, which seat has C seated on, lower berth, upper berth, or middle berth. All these type of questions, and even in advanced thing, they can ask you related to dates. So if this date, if this work has to be done before this date, and what to say, I'm sorry, but I have not got any questions like that. But I've seen in some of question papers which our reference link have given.
Shubh, do these questions repeat? Do you see them repeating like whatever links or resources that you have shared? Are there chances?
Questions are not getting repeated.
Okay.
But so we have seen the first question like write PQRS. Instead of the circle format, they have given it as in a straight format or even in row wise.
Okay.
We are told to what to say if there's a column, right?
Okay.
So like 6 persons sit in a row or something like that, or even in a column. Sorry, row or column if they sit towards it. So one is sitting behind it and something like that sort of. So yeah, this is the reasoning part. This is also an important part. Many of you things like verbal and aptitude, if we concentrate, and even on coding part, this other sections are not necessary. It's nothing like that, guys. Each and every section you have to attend it. You have to give your answers correctly, like some of the answers correctly to go through what to say, pass into digital exam. So this is a must criteria. Even one section if you leave I'm not sure if you're going to get passed or not, but this is what I'm coming to coding question. This is the format they have been following for a lot of years, many years. So coding question syllabus is mathematical based, algorithmic based, arrays, string, and data structures. Mathematical based in the sense like how to say arithmetic mean and arithmetic progression and geometric progression, even some kind of what to say multiplication kind of thing, bitwise and other stuff. Algorithmic. This is the main thing. They can ask algorithm, mean reverting algorithm, any stuff they can ask you. Be prepared for it. See, there are two questions. 55 marks. They are giving you two questions. One is, I guess, of 20 marks, and second one is of 35 marks. 21st question is going to be very easy, guys. Just get your syntaxes correct of whichever language you are using. Get your syntaxes ready. That's very important part to what to say clear any exam. Okay, before going into this coding part, just let me go for this coding or anything. The approach is the key. How you are looking at the problem, how you are thinking of solving it. Write down, go follow the right approach, which you think is going to be getting you the solution. There are many approaches. Go with one, trial and error method. That is how we follow. Second one is time management during exam. If you are giving a particular section-wise time, then it's what to say. Then you don't have to worry about other section moving into other section or not. But if you are having a particular time, you have to worry and skip the questions which you are not sure of getting answers. So if you are not sure of that concept, just leave the question. There are many more questions. And the very important part, which I have also faced in while I give my exam, is don't be paranoid of what has happened. In simple words, what you have done in the coding part or what you have done in the verbal part, don't take that, don't carry forward that in your mind. Just move forward with the other section. What has happened has already happened. If you have for 10 questions, it's okay. Try better in the other sections. And for coding section, I always recommend to refresh your syntaxes of whichever language you're going to use, C, C++, or Python or Java, anything. We think like, okay, we know the whole language, we know how to approach the other things, but if we don't know, if we don't remember the syntax in the exam, it's worthless. I have faced this issue like we have an exam while you guys join what to say digital, you'll be having an ILP exam, which is something around 60,000 money. So while giving this exam, I recognized like I know how to do the solution, but I don't know what's the syntax for, whether it's a dot function or function in brackets, I have to give the variable or not. So this is the very important thing. Refresh your syntaxes and practice coding. That's it. You do these things, you'll be surely cracking the what to say exam part of thing, interview part of thing. We'll get to this later. So yes, coding section. This is the thing. I'll just show you what all the questions I have prepared. So yeah, in algorithmic. So this is an approach. The first question I have chosen is an approach kind of a question. So they have given a flight. They have sorry. In a flight system, they have innovated automatic autopilot mode. So we have to find, there are 4 directions they have given: north, south, east.
Can we read out the question once fully, Shubh? That may help.
Yeah, sure. So most modern aircrafts are equipped with the autopilot system, one of the most useful features in the jet. In beta pilot testing, they are inputting a string of literals containing the directions, which the flight is sent into a computer before it takes off. The jet plane is put on auto landing mode that enables the plane to land automatically in all directions, and string given are complete. Okay, so given direction is string str. The task is to find whether the jet returns to the position or different position. So they have given here is each direction in the string changes at an interval of 1 minute. So yeah, it takes 1 minute from one position to other position. So from north to south, it takes 1 minute. From west to anything else, it takes 1 minute. And n is the number of directions we are given in the string. 4 directions: north, west, south, east. And we have to give print out return successfully or not return successfully. If aircraft took off and landing in the same position, we have to give it return successfully, else we have to give not return successfully. So for this thing, you can type in chat like, how are you going to approach this question? Just take 5 minutes or some time, 1 or 2 minutes maximum. Just tell me how you're going to approach. Okay, so this thing, I'll give you an test case: north, east, west, south, east. Tell me whether this plane will return back to its base or not. Another one test case is north, south, north, south, east, and west. These are the 2 test cases. Let me know, like, what do you think? How you're going to approach into this question?
You're all requested to take 2 to 5 minutes to do this and then update.
Yeah, I'll continue.
You want them to try, right? To try this and tell you.
Yes, I want to try them.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect answer, Aditya. In this question, it's an approach based. As I said, we have to find in the given string count how many knots are there. So in this first test case, there are 2 knots and there is 1 south. North, south, east. Just give a counter, for loop, run a for loop, and just give a counter. First case, there are 2 norths, 1 south, 2 east, and 1 west. So for a plane to return to its base, it has to be north and the south should meet together. Like the number of norths and the number of souths given in the string should be equal, as well as the number of east and the number of west should be equal. So this is the this is the approach to easy approach, but to find out this answer, it's very difficult. We might be thinking like, if it's starting at north, it should end at north. No, it's not like that. Should be approached in a solving point of view. There are many test cases. If you're going for complex coding and other stuff, remember guys, there is also time complexity and space complexity. The smaller your code, the better for you. And there are many libraries you can use in C, C++, Java, and Python. Fine if you want to reverse an array. Fine if you want to reverse an array into clockwise 3 times or something. There are libraries which you can literally use. It's a 1-line library. Use it, import it, use it, and you'll get the output. No need to write some code or any other thing. Okay, so coming to second case, there are 2 norths, 2 souths, 1 east, and 1 west. So for the answer for this is not. An answer for this is returned successfully. And very important thing, while you read the question, read what they have asked to print. Return successfully. In this test case, R and S are capital. But in the opposite test case, N is only capital, but the other two things are small case. So remember, if you think like, okay, first one is in the R and S are capital, the second one also should be no attention. We take, but the question needs not written successfully with its case sensitive. I repeat, it's case sensitive. Follow the rules what they have given. The spaces, count the spaces, do it accordingly. If there is a space has to be given between 2 letters, 2 digits, 2 anything, just give that many number of spaces, give tabs, leave a line, do whatever you want to do. And do not give extra line while coding and output, while printing an output. So if 3 lines has to be printed and 4th line important part, it will give you an error. Not even one test case will will run, and each test case has its own marks. So hidden test case cause what to say? There are 5 or 7 marks for the last two test cases, 8 and 7. 8 and 7 test case marks are 5 and 7. The other test cases are split up between the 8 marks. So this is how you have to go. Test case also matters because the last two test cases are very important. Space complexity, time complexity, and how you are what to say. How many lines of libraries you have used, everything is recorded and given in that test case. And if it's passed or failed, it's dependent upon this. So yeah, the second question, find the nth term of the series. This is a series, a mixture of two series. All odd terms in this series is a geometric series and all the even are another geometric series. Write a program to find the nth term in the series. They have given one series to find out what is the nth term of this series will be. So how are you going to go towards this? This is a mathematical approach, and yeah, this is a mathematical way of approaching this thing, and even a different approach is required. So let me know, take a minute or two time and let me know how you're going to solve it.
Please try it out.
Yes, Padmanabhan, you are right, but what's the series for the nth and even? What's the series? How will you find it? Yes, both of you are right. So if n is odd, value is 2. It's not 2. The multiplication, so yeah, it's a GP, so R value is 2, and when it's even, the R value is 3. So you don't have to split it like during the code, just take a paper or something and split it. So when the third is 2, 2, 4, 8, 16. So this is just power of 2. If you look at it, this is a power of 2. 2 power 0, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, and it goes to power 3 and 2 power 4. And this thing, the next series, which is the even one, it's a power of 3. So first one is 3, 1, 3, 9, 27, 1, 3, 9, 27. So this is also a series which is of 3 power 0, 3 power 1, 3 power 2, 3 power 3, and it goes this way. Akash, I don't think so. The code will work. Operator you have given is incorrect. There's no what to say, this kind of operator. Yeah, it's double asterisk operator is. So They have given an nth term. Find the nth term, it's odd or even. If they are given odd, then follow the 2 power 0. First term is the power is 0. So we have to give n if n is, okay, sorry, even is this one. So if n they have given is 14, right? So we have to find the 14th term of this series. Then 3 double asterisk of 14 minus 1. Same way, if it's given odd, 15, answer should be 2 double asterisk minus 1. This is the simple test case, guys. N is even, 3. Yes, correct. Aditya, you are right. So can anyone let me know why did Aditya give us this thing? Whatever input we are giving, why did he give a division sign? Yes, so no one has the answer for why this division by 2 sign is given here. They are given this is a mixed series of 2 different series. So 2 series are together in this. So irrespective of this, if we are finding the 15th term, then we have to use this thing, this formula. Else we have to load divide this thing by 2. In both of this thing, because okay, so let's take this 27. 27 we know it's 3 power 3. 3 power 3. But here the term the position of it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The position is 8th. 8th position. So if you divide by 2, answer is, and as the formula, we have to subtract -1 from this. So 4 minus 1, which will give you 3, and that will lead us to 3 cube 3, which is equal to 27. So this is the thing we have to follow. So as for odd numbers, it's 3 cube, 3 to the power something, and for even it's 2 to the power something. Sorry, for even it's 3 to the power something, for odd it's 2 to the power, 2 to the power something. So follow this convention. And this is the most important question I will show you. Apologies because this is the one of the question which I have faced in one of the company's exam. And this is my favorite question of all the questions which I have attended. And yeah, I don't have the whole question. I don't recognize what to say. I know what they have given, what we have to find. I don't have the whole question, so apologies for that. They have given us who has chickens in his farm. So he should be feeding them in rows. So okay, so first of all, the input size of the thing is 5. Maximum input size is 5. Minimum and maximum. So he has chickens, not n number of chickens, he has 5 chickens. So he has to place them in such an order that each one of this chicken has his own uh, turning. So like first chicken turns towards left. The second chicken turns towards right. The third chicken also turns towards left or something of that sort. So they'll be inputting a series of zeros and ones. 0 indicating it's pointing towards left, the chicken is pointing towards left, and 1 means the chicken is pointing towards right. So we have to give him be inputting as a string, right? So 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. We have to change it in a form that no two chickens face each other. So one is on the left and the second one is on the right. So this is facing this chicken and this is facing this chicken. So it should not happen. It will be chaotic in some sense. Like in the question, it was given that they will fight or something. I don't recognize it completely, but no two chickens should face each other. So this is the question they are given. So how will we arrange in a way that no two chickens will face each other? You can, turn the chicken. So if this 0, you can turn it to 1. And this 0, you can turn it to 1. And what is the minimum number of steps required to, make it a chaotic free? So here we have to change this chicken to 1 and this chicken to 1. So there are 2 changes required in this string. So we have to output 2. So strings will be given the minimum number of ways required to have a non-chaotic length for the chickens. So how will you approach this? If someone gets this right, that means he will surely, clear the test. I'm pretty sure. Like this is a very important question. Like I felt that this has a different approach from all the other questions. No algorithm required, nothing is required. The approach matters, how you are approaching this problem. Take 5 minutes. Test cases, try down. Counting number of zeros. This won't give me the solution, right? The test case can also be, there are 5 zeros. All of the chickens are facing towards left. What's the answer in this? There's no change required for this. So the answer should be 0. Okay, Padmanabhan, for this thing, what will you do? For this test case, what is the answer? Tell me.
For which one?
Sorry, I'm sending it to. Sorry.
We have sent it to
What is the answer?
everyone only. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the count will be one zeros, right? So which is less than 4 division of 5
Sorry?
by 2. Like here the count value of 0 will be 1, which is less
But
than
in this case, there is no
the
change
4.
required now. In this case, there is no change required because first chicken is pointing towards left-hand side, others chicken are pointing towards right. So there are no two chickens facing each other. So the answer is 0. Yeah. Nice try though. I also, first of all, while solving this question, I also got this idea, but this isn't the idea. Okay, so now I'll tell you what to do in this case. Possibilities of this, take this question, okay. There are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-character thing. So what are the possible ways you can see? So they have given a simple test case. 0 should not be 1 should not be preceding 0. This is the only test case possible. So this is the only case we have to change the thing, right? So get all the possible things which are correct. What to say? Get all the possible ways which has no problem in it. So first 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5 ones, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. First make a list of it. So 5 ones, 5 zeros. Then 4, 4 zeros, 1, 1. 3 zeros, 2 ones. 2 zeros, triple 1. 1 0, 4 ones. And so these are the only 6, yeah. These are the only 6 test cases possible which are completely changes required in this. So the count is 0. Right? So if you are given a string something like 1 0 1 0 1, why don't we just map this string with the given solutions which we have already found out, map this together and find what is the changes required to make this string into this string, right? So here we require 2 changes with the first test case. Test case we require 3 changes. The third test case we require 4 changes. No, 4, again 3 changes. So do it for everything and just see which is the minimum out of all this number and just print it. Possibly this 6 answers are only valid to get 0 thing. Any other thing excluding this thing, we will have to change it. I'm sure. If you want, you can try it out. Like think like no, there is another one possibility. Let me know in the chat because there is no other possibility. These 6 are the only options where the answer is 0. So I'll just code this question and remember, space and time complexity is also a constraint. So first we have to get a string, right? Okay, let's take a and we know the maximum number of it is 5. So give n is equal to 5 and we know the possible answers. So we have the given input. We have maximum number of it is 5. The length is 5. Then we got a input. Sorry, let's not take it as an integer because we have to convert it into what to say type of list. So let's take it as an input and then change it over here as I'm using Python because I'm very well versed to Python. So apologies if you are using any other languages. So let's make it into a list. Add to num. So we are taking it as an input and we are populating it as the same thing, which is a type of list, which we have specified over here at these kind of things. So now the thing is simple. We have to first of all we have to find that whether the input given is any of these or not. So if num equal to answer 1 or so if this is the answer, we know that print str 0, yeah, because it's an int, yeah. Str of 0 or print 0, anything. So else case. First of all, in this test, in this case, we need a counter. So c equal to 0, finding each, like how do we have to change, how many other discrepancies in the input. So, and another one list to collect all the empty list. So for I in range n. So in this case, what we are doing here is we are checking each of the element with the following number, which you are passing it as a string, right? So if we are counting it as a counter, so we are starting from 0. If there is a 1 change required, we are counting this as 1 and then 2. And then at the end, we are appending in the list, the empty list, and doing for everything, every answer. So answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, answer 4, and answer 5, answer 6. Finally, I will be printing out the minimum of CT of the list, which we have found out, which we are appending every, what to say, after every net, enter a number. So let's start with the test case 1111. Answer required is 0, right? Then let's again run with something like which we have to change it. So 10101. Here we have to change the position of 0, this 0, and this 0, because that is the nearest which we have discussed over here. 1010, the minimum number of steps required to change it as a 2 steps required. So answer should be 2 in this case. Sorry. Answer is 2. So we got the answer. So this question is very different from all the other questions. First, we have to find the logic and other thing, but here we have to backtest ourselves. First, we have to find the number of possible solutions possible. Number of solutions possible. Then we have to, what to say, code in the, or just This for loop, everyone knows how to write. If loop, if test case, everyone knows how to write. Else, everyone knows how to write. Find the minimum of the thing, everyone knows how to write. So the approach is the important thing here. If you get the approach right, you'll be able to do it. And approach, this type of question will be for 35 marks. I'll be clear, this type of question will be for 35 marks. And you might think like I have written so many for loops, 6 for loops over here. So what about my time complexity and space complexity? Time complexity is going to be O par n, O of 5. Because here the whole function has only one for loop. Sorry, there are no nested for loops. There is only multiple for there, in case if there was another one for loop over here, then the time complex should be of O n square. Yeah, O n square. But here in this case, there are all different for loops. So O bars something like, okay, let me write over here O 6n. So as we know, we do not consider this 6 as we consider 6 as a constant. So the time complexity will be O of n. So time complexity will work. And space complexity just using 6 variables, 7 variable, 8 and 9 variables. You are just using 9 variables. Space complexity is also not an issue. So that was the question and the solution for the question. Moving forward, interview tips. I am very sure if you pass this exam, the digital exam, when you come to interview, 60% communication skills, how you communicate, what to say, efficiently. They might ask you, give your introduction. They will ask you, they'll ask you about give me your introduction. What if we give you, assign this business group or this test case to work on, this testing tool or something to work on? Will you be able to do that? Or give me some insights about your project and other things. They are asking you all these questions for sure, no matter what. The approach you have to take is like an introduction. Okay, hi, I'm this, I do this, I do that. No, and even in this question, I have seen many of us for the question like, if we assign you into this business group, or if you have to do some testing purposes or UI UX, will you be able to do that? Or are you fine doing that? Everyone like, yes, sir, I'll be able to do that. And what to say, I've done some of this course and that course, it's fine. But this is the normal answer which everyone gives. And I feel like it's the not impact created while you're giving this answer. Rephrase your sentence into somewhere like, yes, sir, being a fresher, working for Tata consultancy services into any groups or any kind of software will just give me an experience, basic exposure for my upcoming experience, and experience I will be, what to say, the environment I will be working on will be very good. Give something or the other innovative answers, I would say. Rephrase your sentences, change the speech, the tone or something. This is going to be the most the first thing. Technical knowledge and every other things, it's fine. It's good. It will take you around, it will consider around 30% of the interview, but communication skills will is 60%, which will determine whether you're getting onboarded or not. Technical knowledge. In your resume, they have your resume, right? So you have specified some projects. I have done this project, that project using this this technologies, that technologies. But are you familiar with that even after 1 year or 2 years after doing the project? Certainly both. But still, you have to be sure of what you have done, what technologies you have used. I have seen like there was my classmate who attended the interview with me. He did a project on something website creation using HTML. And okay, the interviewer asked him a question on HTML. He only knew HTML, none of the thing he knew, and he wasn't able to answer like how to get a link or something to a button or something to answer it. Whereas on the other side, I never mentioned HTML in my resume or any project. They asked me about HTML, like, okay, do you know some basic idea? I was like, yeah, sure. And tell me how will you do with links and other things. The basic idea I had was that we have to use A or href. So basic idea also will get you, the small things also will get you crack the interview thing. Know what you know, write what you have done, and that's it. If you don't know, just say, I don't know, sir, sorry. Give them a clarity, like you are sure of what you know. And also have the confidence and the right attitude. While you answer a question in a technical, they will try to confuse you. So they are like, are you sure about this? They'll know when they ask a question, if you stutter and other things, they'll know that you're not sure. So they'll try to pursue you by changing your answer. Don't get into that situation. If you are even 51% sure that your answer is right, just go with that answer. Tell them, yes, sir, I'm sure. That's it. It's as simple as that. Even if you are wrong, even if the answer is wrong, doesn't matter. Just go that way. And yeah, for interview, as I've said, right, these are the basic things they will ask you. Your introduction, whether you have to, if you are allocated this business group, this technology, will you be able to work on that? And some other things like if you are given this location, that location, all these other things will be asked you. Just practice the answers in your head again and again. Don't stutter for these questions. Stuttering for other questions like technical and other things is fine. But for these questions, just make sure you go in a flow. These are the deciding points. In an interview, like both of them will be there. The technical person and the HR person will be there. Both of them will be together. They will assess you in every possible way. But for these things, these are the common things, and they know that they are going to ask, and even you know. So if you're not prepared for the basic things, then it's a tough job for you. Then yeah, let and go through your projects and technology or technologies used. Are not sure of the project you have done, please go through. If you're selected, you'll be having some time, go through those projects. I have done the same thing. Like I did the project 1 year before. After that, I can see the project. I have to go through everything, the basic things to the end. I have to go through it. You also have to go through it to what to say, impress them, and don't what to say. If you have done some basic kind of project, I recommend like not done this project, that project, because basic projects nobody is interested of, like at this point of time. Everyone wants something innovative to ask questions of. I've done a transliteration, so they were very much interested, and like they took 10 minutes of the interview time for asking me about this, what I have done, what not I have done. So it was a different kind of project, but like you have made a website or library management system and all. Okay, technologies you can mention, but don't go in depth of the other things. And yeah, first, last thing is dress professionally. If you wear shorts and not an issue, just wear a shirt and go for the interview. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions so I can answer. And yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you
All the
so
best.
much, Shubh.
Yeah, all the best for your exam and apologies for any inconvenience caused. See you joining TCS under digital.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shubh Patel. It was a very informative session. I'm glad students were also interactive and they try to take your inputs, work it out, and get their things clarified. We'll now open up the platform for the questions to be answered. Students, meanwhile, I'm just posting a link here. We would like to take your questions, and those who are here in the meeting are requested to fill this form. You can share your feedback on the session. Just 1 minute. I'm just sharing the link here. Please fill your details there. And anyone who would like to discuss anything with Shubh, please raise your questions. Anything on the TCS process, anything on general preparation for your placement process, any other specific questions, please raise. We'll take 1 or 2 minutes for these students to raise their questions. So you had some training in TCS, right, Shubh? Even before you.
Yes, for the first week while we joined, we have training. But
Okay.
it's before joining TCS, I was a intern for 3 months, right? I was along.
When was
with the
that? That
project,
was a
that
3 months
project, so-
internship, right?
Yeah, 3 months internship.
Okay.
So yeah, after I got my joining date, there was a 1 week of training, like business etiquette and all the other stuff, like TCS policies mainly,
Okay.
IP safe and what to say, IP security and all the other things. They have to be sure that we don't leak out much of information at any point of time. So we have to do all that stuff. And as soon as the first week of training is over, the project, they'll take you out, else you have to go through a business technological training. If it's required, then we have to attend that. If not, we can go directly to the project.
How was it for your case? You attended the training or you just moved on?
I attended only the first week of training, the business thing. But after
Okay.
that, it wasn't required. Business is required for everyone, compulsory, the first week. The second training is only for selected ones.
Okay, good. So right now you are on a live project or what is
I'm
your
on a
next?
live project, yeah, on live project. It's a startup, so we have to do all the research kind of a thing, meetings and other stuff, integration, all the other stuff. We have to find out and do the stuff.
Okay.
Main thing is I'm working with the product management team. We are a group of only 12 or 15 people right now, pan India. So
Good.
it's a
So
very
that
clear thing, yeah. Working with the product management team and with a startup idea. So exposure is very high for me right now.
very good. That's very nice. So you are based out of Chennai or are you based out of Chennai?
No, past 15 years I'm living here only.
Okay.
Basically, I'm from Surat, Gujarat. Yeah.
Okay. So you're now able to, you're staying at home or you have moved somewhere close to the office?
No, I'm staying at home right now because what to say? They are calling only twice. Last week only, yeah. This current week I have to go 3 days there for some photo shoot and other stuff because yeah, they are also they want inspire other entrepreneurs. So they are like we have a photo shoot for all the startup projects and all the other stuff. So 3 days I have to go there and 2 days there was a workshop for the project. So I had to attend.
Otherwise you are working from home.
Working from home. Yeah.
Okay. So it's
But in
nice
next
to be
month-
part of this project, right? Right from the
Yeah.
beginning, one such
Yeah.
startup project
Yeah.
be a good learning process.
Exactly. But by next month, I guess so, they'll be calling us daily. Even the new joiners will be surely coming to the camp.
Okay.
The people come in. Yeah. But as soon as they get recruited, they'll be surely joining.
What about those who got recruited through this TCS Ninja platform? Like, are they in or have they onboarded?
While I attended the training process, there were around, 2,000 people were getting onboarded. So yeah, there were a variety of it. Ninja, digital, and the researchers one also.
Okay.
Three categories were getting, yeah, even MBA at the same time. So joining it depends upon your availability and what TCS wants you when to join and other stuff.
Okay. That's fine. So students, any other questions, anything to be discussed with him? So Shubh has taken his time off on a weekend amidst his busy schedule. So nice to have him here. And thank you so much for taking some code snippets, working out with them very patiently. And that would have given them some motivation for sure. And this level of inspiration from the immediate seniors should definitely help them. Anything from your end, students? Would you like to ask anything to Shubh? Okay. So I think we'll close with this then. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Shubh
ma'am. Yeah.
Patel. Thanks for
Thank
being
you,
with
ma'am.
us today. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you all. You can fill this form and leave. Thank you.